guys know it is Drunken Chat, son.
As the man said, welcome to It's Drunken Chat. So it's been a while. It's been a motherfucking while.
It's been way too long.
Yeah, it's been way too long. So like the man says, it's Drunken Chat. So we decided to do this on a what is this? Tuesday? Yes, Tuesday, the day before Wednesday.
Still Tuesday.
Yeah, I would like to do this because that takes away from what we used to do Fridays, Saturdays, which was all about freaking football. This makes it a little bit more regular. We'll see if we can keep it freaking going at least during the weekday, unless there's like some special stuff that's going on the weekend. But let me introduce my freaking fellow cohorts that are here today. Fucking blind Adam, the motherfucking comic pimp, and
Hello,
Chris.
everybody.
Yes, sir. And Chris, not just a little bit good, that's a little bit bad. The motherfucking Christopher, the motherfucking greatest. How's it going, freaking buddy?
What's going on, my boy?
Hey, man, freaking it's been too fucking long, and that's my fault. That's my fault, man. But there's been so much stuff going on, man. But let's go ahead and get into it because you guys have been saying to me there's some shit that we need to be fucking talking about. Let's go ahead and freaking add this. Let's talk about this first, man. Freaking Gen V, right? It was a shoot off from The Boys, right? The Boys was if you love the freaking books, this comes right back into it. Like, hey, there's this stuff that's corruption that's going on, and this is stuff that's falling into the corruption. These are the people that are actually affected. But this is like a university type. It's giving more explanation on what's the structure going on behind Goatkin and Gigi and the freaking boys. Man, it's been once it got past the fucking sex stuff, it really freaking got going, man. Freaking so Chris, this is you, man. This is what you wanted to talk about. What were your thoughts on this, man?
Dude, so far this we get the finale this week, but the show has been outstanding. Every episode it gives you a little bit more and a little bit more. It doesn't hit you all at once, right? But it's been a little comedy in the show. It's been a lot of action in the show, and kind of like the star of the show now, Marie, right?
Yeah,
and she's kind of getting built up to be like this. I don't know, like necessarily maybe like a Phoenix type of character, right? Before maybe she goes Dark Phoenix, right? Because we find out that she is a part of this program, right? And we come to find out that she's like possibly even more powerful than Homelander, which is extremely interesting, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So going through the show so far, we actually had a chance to finally catch up with some of her family members, one being her aunt. All right. And her aunt kind of like has this disposition where she doesn't want shit to do with the girl, right? She doesn't want anything to do with her because the way she sees it, she's killed her, sister and brother, right? And she just never kind of recovers for that. So her response to all that was she kept Marie away from her sister, right? Now, in this particular season, we find out that Marie's sister is also, a superpowered individual. And come to find out that she gets these premonitions, all right? So she's like a telepath. She sees things before they happen. So we find out that this entire time that Marie has been blaming herself, really her sister is the villain of this all to me, because she saw what happened to her parents ahead of time, right? And she didn't say anything, which allowed the events to play out. But she could have stopped it.
Well, see, but the thing is, I would stop you there because I think she was like 6 or 7 at the time. Because gotta remember, Marie was like just like 12 at the time, and she just got her period. So the sister, she was probably like 6 or 7. She was too young to understand what the fuck was going on, right? So she told her parents, "Hey, blah blah blah." Right? But are you gonna? So it's one of those things. I'm gonna forgive you, Chris, for this because you're probably not a fucking parent yet. but you're not gonna listen to a 6 or 7-year-old
Bro, my
because
kids
they
are
say
damn
some
near
crazy
grown.
shit all the fucking time. Hey, there's a
Yeah.
fucking boogeyman. Hey, there's a man in my fucking closet. You don't listen. You're like, oh yeah, because you want to build a truck. But you don't believe these little motherfuckers.
Now, the way I put it though, the reason why I put it like that is because see, the show is building up that self-guilt, all right, in her character. So she feels responsible for it. Even though she was at a young age, the way she sees it in the show is that yeah, she saw that ahead of time and she should have spoke up. She should have said something that would have probably prevented it, right? So the way the show builds it all up is that she has this just draining guilt on her for not saying anything.
Yeah.
So that's all built up in the show. And out of all honesty, you never know. Even though she was 6, she saw that premonition, right? She saw what was going to happen. You never know if she would have said something and say, hey, both you guys, maybe you should come out of here. Let me help her with her, a little dot time in the month, right? Maybe her parents would have been saved or spared or whatever, right? But we don't know because she never said anything. So, with the way the show is building up her character to not only finally accept her superpowers, but then also to kind of like forgive herself in a way for not saying anything. So, and yeah, I'm not gonna lie, dude. I won't understand this because by now, dude, my kids are damn near grown, man. They're fucking bigger than me, man, and almost ready to go to college. So it's like,
Yeah.
it's a crazy feeling right now.
So in that vein, I think what the big question is how does she get her powers? Because according to the aunt, the way the aunt feels is that she was the miracle child. She had nothing to do with Goldkin or any of the project. So she just kind of freaking happened. So that's the question that they would need to answer in the next season. If freaking possible.
Yeah, I think that 9 times out of 10, I think it's because her parents were shot up with probably maybe a serum or something. And I think that's when they wanted to have kids, right? Because, they started with Marie and they were having a problem, having kids. So I think when they went to Godolkin for help with that, right? They kind of used them as a lab rat. So I think that her parents was carrying something ever since they gave birth to Marie, right? So that whatever was lingering in them after that passed on to the little sister too. So because she basically says that her earliest premonition was of seeing Marie kill their parents. So that means that it had to kicked on at an early age.
Yeah. So I I think the for Gen V this season, it's got a few different dynamics going on, right? That's independent of the boys, because this is once again it's a runoff from the boys, right? In between Marie and her, like she's got all types of mental stuff that's going on. I absolutely love the fact that they brought back in the freaking sister. But then they've got I forget the name of the blonde who lost an arm, who's actually able to,
Kate. I actually think she's gonna die. I think she's gonna die in the finale.
yeah. And then you got
The
Cypher,
sacrifice herself that make
right?
up for the guilt she has for getting all up like a little rat bitch.
Yeah,
At the end of
I
season one.
love Kate's character. I love Kate. I love what they done with freaking Kate. I love them bringing in Cypher, right? Who's a call out to the Cypher that's in the Marvel comics. I love the transitioning freaking character. This is if you're gonna do a trans character, motherfucker, this is how you fucking do it.
I also loved the
Fuck you. Fuck all Hollywood. Fuck you. Because if you're not doing it this way, with all the complications and all the shit that's fucking going down and all the dynamics and all the romantic shit that's happening in this fuck y'all. Fuck you, man.
Yeah,
This is the way you fucking do it. I was hyped about this, man. I love it, man.
And hey, while we're at it, I love the little Ant-Man girl too. The fact that it's a little bit more realistic when she shrinks down, where the clothes don't necessarily.
And the Cypher comes in on top of his head. It's like it's just mental, right? You don't have to do all that shit to do that shit, right? Right? And then he goes to Marie. He's like, "Why the fuck are you waving your hands in the fucking air like a fucking wizard? You don't have to do that shit,
the
right?
hands do nothing.
Whoa! Hold up. Hey, Big
And then
Remo, let me know.
another
I know
thing,
you. I
though,
know you're
I'm not
tired, but
gonna
if you
lie,
want to come
dude.
in, freaking let me know, and I'll freaking send you guys the freaking link. Absolutely.
Look,
Man.
Cypher has been a motherfucker through this whole show. And you know
Absolutely,
what?
man.
I'm not gonna lie, dude. They kind of had me fooled for a second when he would beat basically himself, right? And you didn't necessarily know what that was about. At first, I thought he was taking care of his like elderly, half-dead father or something, right?
That's what I
So,
thought too for a while.
you know, it kind of didn't dawn on me until I realized, okay, so dude's a telepath, but he doesn't feel pain.
Yeah,
Something's off right there, right? Because
absolutely,
usually
man.
telepaths can feel that shit. So,
It's so I want to give a shout out to let me give me a quick second. Let me give a shout out to the folks that are watching at GT Key Comics. Saw Silver says I'll address if Mel going out of comic game was for real. I'll address that later. But I do want to address shout out to Tom who says what's up Lucas. And then Joe Garage Comics who says so now you're gonna make me go binge watch the show.
Damn
So
right.
once again, yeah. So once again, it's one of those. Once you get past the bullshit sex stuff, right?
Oh,
And the
come
bullshit,
on.
it's because there's a lot more dynamic to it in the comics, right? Behind it, right? Because it's trying to point out to you. Because if you're spandex versus spandex, it's like okay, there's a bunch of spandex people doing stupid stuff, but it says, hey, it's pointing out to you like, hey, these people are raping people. These people are doing weird shit over there. Those are the fucking bad assholes over there. Those are the bad people over there.
yeah, like the guy that has a pocket universe in his ass.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, exactly. Once you get past that, then the freaking real game begins. Right.
And
So
how about we just put it like this? If you like comics and you're tired of the kind of kiddie stuff in a way with Marvel, where everything is pretty much PG-13, as far as we got is a couple of Russians getting drunk all the time, right? You'll love this show because it is like straight up Xavier's School for the Gifted, X-rated. All right, so the themes of it is X-rated, the action is X-rated. Some of the subplot in the show is X-rated. So it's basically like the Xavier's Gift for School, but for adults. All right, we'll just say it like that. And
yeah.
if that doesn't make you want to see it, then something might be wrong with you.
But
Yeah, you
here's yeah. So here's where I love it though. So in the boys, there was a little girl who was the daughter of a president, right? The president that got assassinated. They brought her into this freaking show. She freaking slams it. Fucking absolutely does fucking all right. Then they brought Gus Riffrin from freaking what's the name of the fucking show with Walter and the dude that's fucking smoking
Breaking Bad.
yeah, Breaking Bad. Yeah. Gus Fring. I forget what the name of the character is, but he comes in. He was in the boys, but they brought him into their freaking show. So he's in this. He's doing absolutely fantastic. He's just the guy that's like, oh, really? We're gonna really have to do something about that. He's just
And
fucking on freaking set doing this shit. So
all
so
the
Gen,
dynamics of these
yeah,
characters is crazy too,
Gen
because
V season
he
one
gets
is
this
absolutely ass.
villain
So, yeah, Gen
where he
V
has
is
that apocalypse mind state where dude is like only the strong survives. Dude, I love that shit.
yeah,
I was like, all right, dude, I'm with it. It's pretty much like a dude with Professor X's powers, but with a mind state like Apocalypse.
yeah.
That's all you need to know.
Yeah, Mr. Sinister. That's way Mr. Sinister works, man. So it's so season one for Gen V was absolutely ass until like the last two episodes, and then it's going into this. And unfortunately, it's expecting you to have looked at all of Gen V season one, but once it gets going, holy crap! It freaking absolutely freaking gets going. It's a freaking good one. It's good.
Yeah, you spend
Good.
most of season one just really meeting everybody.
Um, so let's move on. We're at the 16-minute mark. Um, next one that we wanted to talk about was Peacemaker, man. right now it is at 93% thermometers, 87% um, popcorn meters. It's doing freaking well, man. Um, look, it got people going. People were like, okay, what the fuck is that? It's going to be like too much like the boys. But then when the revelation of what universe they were walking into and what they were dealing with was, now people are like, oh, now that's a whole different freaking type of season that they were looking at. What did you guys think?
This was some of the best uh, superhero TV I've seen in the last 10 years.
Yeah.
Just from a character
I
standpoint,
could
they
agree.
got it right. The reveal of Salvation, which is Salvation is going to be the overall theme for the entire DC movie universe going forward. Some of John Cena's best fucking acting ever. And,
Yeah, shout out to Mr.
Jennifer
Icon.
Holland, who plays Hardcore, it's got ass, titties. Yeah, yeah.
Right.
And, the whole, it's just, my favorite line, the thing is that she's going, didn't you see we were in a Nazi world with all these copies of my compromise? What, you think I read?
Dude, I'm not gonna lie. That episode, dude, fucked me up, dude. I didn't know how to feel,
we
dude.
had
I got
an hour-long conversation on the phone about it.
Yeah, dude, I was stuck because I was like, hold on, which way is he gonna go with this? You know what I mean? Because I'm thinking in my head, like, okay, we ending the episode and old girl's getting chased down the street. You feel me? Dude is getting tied up to a chair, telling everybody, telling what's going on to the pops and the brother. I'm still stuck on the mind frame that from season 1, his dad is like some type of Nazi piece of shit, right? And I'm thinking that he's about to just go ape shit, right? Whole time, dude, he's against all that. This is like Peacemaker's dad's opposite of himself, right? The yin and yang version of it. So it was, dude, incredible. James Gunn did that shit correctly. So I was so happy that when we got to that follow-up episode and he actually broke it down and let people know, like, hey, dude, this shit is silly. Let's let this go and let's move on, right? That's the vibe that I got from that. So fucking incredible.
I will say that I was a little disappointed in. So there's a little background suggestions, right? Like, hey, this is the universe where these people are from, right? Because everybody's talking about that some of the universes that they went to include the last one that they left Chris in, was the Dark Side universe, right?
Yep.
Love that. I probably would have loved a little bit more Easter eggs, so the rest of the other heroes would have loved that, right? Not absolutely. Don't hit me on the head with it, but just a little Easter egg. So, like, hey, just a little something for the people that literally read all the freaking background freaking comic books. That would have been freaking great. But I do love, like, hey, by the way, hey, this is from where the freaking anti-life equation is. Hey, by the way, this is where Megatron is from. This is why, by the way, hey, this is where Darkseid is from. I absolutely freaking love that. If nothing else, and I also love the fact that Eagly got down. Right.
That world with the imps. Damn.
Oh yeah, that was good. That was good, dude.
Equally is a beast.
so the imps is interesting.
Cereal, man.
Right. So the imps is interesting because that's where like Superman and Batman are from, right? But the mice trying to hump dude's head and trying to freaking make love with dude's head. That was a little fucking interesting. It was so the only thing that they needed that they didn't need was the orgy freaking scene. Absolutely not freaking needed. I didn't freaking need it. It was absolutely not freaking needed at all, right? Because I would say, like, as an investor in Warner Brothers, right, and I know the fact that you got to pay all those fucking actors. Like, okay, you didn't need to pay all those fucking actors to be there, just to be butt naked. For what? It established absolutely nothing, unless some of those were absolutely superheroes, and we're going to find out later on, right? So the only thing I think they missed on right now for Peacemaker was, okay, what's the next project, right? This is a game. This is a movie. I didn't get that feeling from. The only thing that I get from it was like, hey, yeah, Dark Side is coming, and yeah, the whole Dark Side
I
freaking
think
universe is
the
there.
story's going to continue in the next Superman movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they also said that Darkseid is not gonna be the overarching villain of the DCU. So they didn't say that we wouldn't see him, but they kind of, if you watch Emergency Awesome and Charlie over there, dude makes great content. But
Yeah,
he
he
had an
does.
interview one on one with James Gunn that he just released, kind of the gist of today. And James Gunn said that Darkseid will not be the overarching villain of the DCU. He said that when they do get the new gods, the way we'll get there is through Mr. Miracle, which is aimed at 2027. All right. Now, going forward, though, this particular ending is going to go straight into Superman, Man of Tomorrow, where Brainiac will probably most likely be the villain because when they shared a picture of the finished script, it had a human head on there, but you can see the brain of that human. So it alluded to that Brainiac will be the next kind of big bad that pops up in Superman 2. That most likely Lex Luthor and Superman will have to team up to take on Brainiac. Now,
So I could see that. You know why? Because um, this is supposedly before the Man of Tomorrow or the last Superman movie, right? So supposedly them finding all these little universes, these little pocket universes, leads to Lex being able to break off his own universe, right? That little universe where he had like, all those prisoners, right? So I get that. I think that absolutely freaking makes sense. But you know, the only thing that they needed to link into is like you're saying, Brainiac, right? Like, okay, at what point does Brainiac come in? Right now, people are speculating that the black guy from Peacemaker is actually John John's. What's the name of this? Martian Manhunter. Martian Manhunter. Um,
I mean,
uh,
the little alien custodian dude.
yeah. So that's what the speculation is. Is like because
yeah,
the
we've
Yeah, I
already
think
had
so.
otherwise,
Easter eggs towards him in Superman itself, so it would
right.
make sense. But um, they also alluded to the next project actually is going to be Lanterns, which, if I'm not mistaken, may come out the
Last
beginning
5 years,
next
that's what
year.
they've been talking about. Last five
Yeah,
years,
so
we've been waiting on it, right? So the only problem is it's gotta be real fucking good. So the problem is right now, and makes sense is, um, whereas it used to be if you put out a superhero movie, it was automatically close to $1 billion. Now they're barely breaking the half mark at 500 million, barely. It doesn't matter how good the fucking movie is, and there have been some absolutely fantastic fucking superhero movies. They're barely breaking, um, no freaking 500 million. Some of them got 600 million, maybe something like that. Um, which actually comes to something that I was kind of wanting to talk about tonight is, and I don't know if you guys have heard. Look, Sony is getting ready to buy. I think they've already bought Webtoons, but now they're getting more introduced into the whole Crunchyroll. And I know you guys don't understand what Crunchyroll is, right?
Yes, I do. I watch it all the time.
Yeah, Crunchyroll is the like the big hoodie do when it comes to manga and anime.
Hmm.
They are in between them and Anime Network. They are like the big number one and freaking two big bosses. But now
they're like the
Sony,
Netflix of anime.
yes, yes, kind of, sort of, but yeah, they're even bigger than Netflix.
Yeah.
They're bigger, and if you can afford it, they're even bigger than
Yeah, you
Netflix.
can.
Yeah, it's just like not very many comparisons to go off of because that's like a whole pretty much a streaming app, right? But it's all geared towards straight anime stuff. There is no live action anything on it. So
Yeah,
that, that's the only thing I can think of, especially because Netflix has some of the anime IP addresses, of course, with One Piece season 2 coming up, and all that whole ordeal. But another thing, dude, I think that we should touch on real quick is that post from Scott, I think it was Zack Snyder, that had the
hmm
entirety of the internet in an uproar.
What was
with
that?
giving people hope that he was going to finish out his plan on Netflix, I guess. Yeah, dude, I was just like, I couldn't believe it either. But dude, I have seen so many content creators making videos with just light in their eyes, like, oh yeah, we're getting Zack Snyder back, and James Gunn is done for. And I'm just thinking in my head, dude, like, no, dude, James Gunn shows have been pretty good and pretty well received. But just because dude shares a monochrome picture of Superman, Henry Cavill, doesn't mean that we're about to get a whole nother Snyder verse on Netflix, bruh.
Yeah, I would love. I mean, so if anybody believes that, I got a bridge in Brooklyn to sell you, right? Because gotta remember that DC belongs to Warner Brothers, right? And Warner Brothers is getting ready to get sold to. They were getting ready to get sold to Paramount, right? But that thing, whole thing went through shitter, so that's not happening. But Warner Brothers, they're freaking they're doing their own thing. They are on fire right now. Absolutely fucking fire right now. In between the comic books and the freaking stuff that they're putting out on fucking movies, even the stuff that they're putting out, even the stuff they're putting on fucking Discovery, like 90 Day Fiance and Bachelors and all that shit. They're on fucking fire right now, right? So yeah, I wouldn't fucking believe it, man. They can go fuck it, fuck off with that shit, man.
Yeah, they need to let it go.
Yeah, they need to let that fucking go. Like, I mean, fucking Snyderverse. I absolutely believe that maybe he did have a vision. Absolutely, with that. Maybe it was like good. I can kind of believe that too, because in past interviews he said, "Oh yeah, I got interrupted by this producer and this blah blah blah." That's fine, but fuck it, why not? Fucking,
I mean, let's be for real. The only thing that we can take away from the Snyderverse that actually was good was Man of Steel, Wonder Woman #1. And to be honest with you, it ends there because everything else to me was like, even the Batman vs Superman. I was highly disappointed with this so serious dark Batman built up, cracking jokes and shit.
What'd you say, Adam?
Batman, bro. Batman by Ben Affleck was awesome.
Not until he said, "Is she with you?" That killed it right there for me. It's like
that's a meme. That's a meme, though.
Yeah, but the whole get up of that Batman was dark and it was awesome.
Oh yeah.
And then you killed it with that.
Yeah. Derek Neiman says the Snyder Bros needed to let it go. Derek? And then Tom says, and you wonder why politically we are so screwed up as a country. Yeah.
Okay. Because we're not getting we're not getting enough sex. That's why. Okay, get laid, and America will fix itself. God damn it.
So let's take a second and let's talk about Blind Adam. Did you go to NYCC?
I was there for a day.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, I saw the fucking pictures.
There for a couple hours on Wednesday hanging out with Dennis.
Motherfucking pimping out those fucking cosplayers. Motherfucking fuck you, man.
Pimping out what?
Jesus. Pimping out those cosplayers, man, with the titties all hanging out and shit. God damn it.
Oh, that's a super villain secret, man.
Yeah, and then you get ready, then you told me backstage you're getting ready to go to Exotica and shit.
Exotica is this weekend.
Jeez, that's fucking crazy, man.
Thursday through Sunday, man.
Yeah. Did you get in touch with Al to see if he can make it, man? Because I can't fucking make it, man.
What's that?
Did you get in touch with Al to see if he can make it? Because I can't fucking make it. I really wanted to make it to NYCC, and I got tickets and everything for free and everything, but just couldn't fucking make it this year. See, Tom said because people believe any fucking lie. Yeah, absolutely. Yep. And then let's talk about this other thing that you guys wanted to talk about. Alien Earth. And
just want to know where you guys got to go. I still haven't had a chance to see it yet.
Yeah, look, this franchise that was absolutely fucking dead and fucking dying. Disney comes in, gives a little bit of fucking cash, and then us also absolutely fucking. It was absolutely fucking killing it. I fucking loved it. Unfortunately, not enough people are reading the fucking comics that were out, but absolutely fucking bomb. Absolutely, man, really fucking good. I love that they disparate in between the three different. Hey, there's droid and there's half humans and there's absolutely fucking love it. And then they talked about the freaking companies, how the companies fucking own the Earth. Now they were split up the territories. Fucking loved it. Then it was like, oh yeah, there's not just one fucking alien. There's all types of different fucking aliens out there, right? Absolutely fucking loved it, man. Chris, man, what did you think, man?
Dude, I loved it. And out of all honesty, I was looking forward to them explaining how she connects with these xenomorphs the way she does and how she controls them. It reminded me of that alien run we got a couple of years back where it introduced like a hybrid humanoid queen. I think it was like in issue 5 or something like that. But I only thought about that character when she fully developed in Wendy, right? So I thought it was great, dude. And I hope that next season they explain that a little bit more in depth. And the other aliens, like, let's just talk about this eyeball that Derek wants us, shout out. Because this eyeball creature was dude, it was incredible, dude. I was so more interested in the alien eyeball than the actual alien, it's the xenomorph itself. Because hey, dude, it was like, all right, we've seen xenomorphs 1,000 times. We know what they do. We know what's going on with them. But let's get into some of these other creatures. It'd be great if they just, kicked off the franchise and named the movie Aliens, and then we get into multiple aliens, right? Instead of just always revolving around the xenomorph. Because it seems like they can create much more interesting aliens, especially with today's technology, right? And make it look good. So I'm all for it.
Yeah. Shout out to Mojo Quid and Derek Neiman. Derek Neiman says the eyeball was a fucking menace, right? And I can see that, man, because it was just occupying like dude's mind, like Peter Pan's mind, like what all this other crazy shit was going on, but he was just like in the back of his mind, he was just fucking trying to talk to it. Like, bro, your people getting mowed down out in the field, right? But yeah, I agree with Cosmic One's rating on this one. I would go a little lower than this one. It's a good freaking series. I would go a little lower. I would probably go with like 6.5 to 7. Based on that, there's like this one weird sequence where they were on the fucking beach. It was the daytime. Absolutely fucking bright as fucking shit, fucking daytime. You got the fucking alien fucking squirming around over dude's fucking body, and you can absolutely fucking tell that it was a dude in a costume. That was not fucking needed at all. Once again, one of those shit that was not needed and just kind of fucked it up for me. But absolutely every other fucking scene was absolutely fucking fantastic, fucking good stuff. I love the fucking Peter Pan references and the Peter Pan and the Wendy references, man. Adam, I don't know if you probably haven't watched it. So, in the spirit of Halloween, okay, is what in your mind is the greatest horror movie or series? And I'm gonna give you a minute to think about it. If you don't have it at the top of your mind, we're gonna give you a minute to talk about it. I'm gonna go through these. Yep, Derek Neiman says the eyeball was fucking menace. Bro, Mojo Quinn says, bro, the eyeball was really like, yeah, we can talk. Say again, Adam.
Saw a Nightmare on Elm Street.
Okay, so you're more into the torture porn. Gotcha.
Would you expect us to be innovator or perversion?
I mean, the leader of the new torture shit is definitely Terrifier, dude. That motherfucker right there.
Yeah, that's beyond.
So here
Why is it? Can I ask a question, Ming?
Yeah, go
Can
ahead,
I
man.
get serious for a minute, Ming?
Go ahead, man.
Why is it that we can watch something like Terrorizer, where you're cutting people, cutting them up like fishies in the night, but if a girl wants to like whip cream off her vagina, you have a problem with that? What the fuck, man? What's the real pornography? It's just people get
So last week,
Dicer.
so hold on. So 2 weeks ago, the number one movie, excuse me, the number one series on Netflix was a series called Monster, right? And because they've got different monsters, right? Where they talk about like real people and they kind of give like a narrative type of flip to them. And the one that was number one for like a few weeks was Ed Gein's Monster. And for those that don't know who Ed Gein was, he was the
Leatherface.
source for Texas Chainsaw Massacre. He was the source for Psycho. He was the source for Buffalo Bill, right? All these different freaking other movies they pulled from Ed Gein because there just was no. I mean, there probably was, but this dude was the dude that was chopping up people, pulling corpses from their bodies, pulling corpses from the graves, making face masks, torturing.
Making
Yeah,
lamps out of
he was making couches and lamps,
lampshades out of
and man.
yeah.
Right? Yeah, he
They
was
said
doing
that
all.
his house smelled so bad when they went in it that all the officers ran out throwing up at the real crime scene.
Yeah,
So it just
so
gives you an idea how fucked up it was in there.
yeah, so anytime freaking these ladies out here are trying to make you shame for fucking porn, all you gotta ask them is one thing, like, hey, do you watch murder podcast? Right? So that's why or do you listen or do you watch murder podcasts? Because
No,
behind the
I have
closed
not.
doors, yeah, that's all they're fucking doing, right? So that's why I am very angry at that one comic book called Murder Podcast because they have not done enough marketing right now because they are all about what the freaking current market is all about. They are really all the current market is really all about killing the bad boys right now. They should be all into that shit.
Yeah,
See,
dude,
Tom
I was
said,
disappointed that nobody was paying attention to that series like that, and it's a great fucking series. Hell, we even got the earplugs in, that they did as a little collector's
Yep.
edition on it.
yeah, I think, no, I think I gave all of mine away. So, Cosmic One says, welcome to Dairy is going to be good. I will be surprised if it's good because, um, Stephen King's concepts are good. Once they're translated into some other producer or director, then they try change it to make it good. But if it's just some of these series are just not okay. Like the Stand, the concept in the book is good, but once in the series, it was like it's good up to a point. Concepts are good up to the point, but it just cannot prolong or sustain its goodness. Um, and then, but I can't wait. I think it's like Cosmic One. Remind me, is it the 26th that is coming out? And then Raider Nation 87 says Strangers Chapter 2 is out. Is it 2? No,
November.
Strangers 3. It should be season 3 because I think we've already had season 2. So it should be season 3 should be coming out soon. And then next week. Oh, and then another thing that's coming out is Marvel Rivals. For those that don't know, that Marvel Rivals has a video game where it's some of these superheroes versus superheroes. It's 5-on-5 and everything. But they are now having a person versus environment type deal where some of the superheroes you'll get to play against some zombies. You'll be fighting like a whole city full of fucking zombies. That's gonna be interesting. I think that's
That
coming
Yeah,
out.
the
trailer
zombie
you showed
Scarlet
me
Witch.
sounded freaking great. For
Yeah.
Rivals.
HBO October 26th. Thank you. So yeah, was that Welcome to Dairy is going to come out on HBO on October 26th. That's going to be great.
Excuse me.
That should be Saturday. Today's the 21st, so that's Saturday.
Right. Raider Nation says he doesn't think that he wrote for the show. Did he? I would tend to agree. However, they've got to ask him right? They've got to ask them certain questions like, "Hey, is it okay if we do this?" Right? Because people forget that a lot of Stephen King stuff is all in one universe, right? So they got to be able to do stuff that will not go against anything that's within his universe, right? So he's still going to get his. He's not going to get a writer credit. He's going to get a producer credit, which is going to be interesting on that one.
And now, Lucas, now I got a question for you and everybody in the chat. So, who remembers a M. Night Shyamalan movie, okay, where we'll just say the name of it, The Village. Did anybody
Yeah.
watch this?
Yes,
Nope.
twice.
Now,
It's a
what
good movie.
do you guys think of that? Now, keep in mind, I just got done telling Brittany about it the other day. And I just said, dude, like, imagine that where we lived in a situation like that, right? And I think to a degree, we do live in a situation like that because if you remember correctly, right, these were people living in like what the 1800s in their minds. You know, come to find out towards the end of the film that they're pretty much in present time with us. So
Yeah, sure.
imagine if, you know, we are the village, right? And all the shit going on around us. And the only reason why I'm asking this is because I'm wondering if anybody has been keeping up with 3-Eye Atlas.
No.
Okay, 3-Eye Atlas is supposed to be this object that we have in space right now that's supposed to be moving towards us right now. Now, the crazy part about it is that it doesn't have any signs of being like a comet or any type of space junk. This thing is flying on a precise trajectory that not only did it make a 90-degree turn at, I think they said like 160,000 miles per hour, it made a 90-degree left turn coming towards our solar system, which it is now in. And then the trajectory of it really put it in alignment with every single planet all the way up to the sun, where it is currently behind right now, which they believe it's using the sun's gravity, okay, to slingshot itself to Earth. All right. Now this is a
Yeah.
big deal
So
right now in the world. Like everybody's paying attention to this right now. Everybody's
yeah, I can
talking
tell
about it
you.
right
Yeah,
now.
if they're saying that shit, I can tell you they're absolutely fucking idiots. And that's not the way gravity fucking works right now. So there is this thing called a gravity field, right? And we are within the Milky Way universe. There's several different Milky Way fields that are differently connected, right? And just because, and there's like dips. I wish I could show you on like a blanket or something like that, but as the comet comes in, it probably hit like a freaking gravity field, and it stays there for a long time until the other planet, which is along that same gravity field, connects, right? And then it comes out of that, and then it comes on up on an apex, and then hits the other planet as on another gravity field. So it's probably on a plane of a gravity field as it's freaking going along.
Because
And that's
right
just
now
the way.
they're
That's just
saying
the way.
that it is an intelligent species doing this shit. Okay.
Yeah, it's
So
not.
they got the
It's not.
whole little, you know, world paying attention to it, and everybody is all of a sudden astronomers, and everybody knows what's going on in space now. However, they did say that okay, well, it is showing signs of aluminum, nickel, and then this element, okay, supposedly that we haven't had before. All right, they're kind of comparing it to Bob Lazar's element 115, right? So it's an interesting time to be alive right now because you know, as far as they're concerned, you know, I guess when it got to Mars, um, you know, something happened where the sun gave off, of course, some solar flares, right?
Mhm.
These solar flares bounced off of it and caused two stars to explode on contact.
Yeah,
So
that's
that means
bullshit.
like whatever
That's
it is,
bullshit.
all right, they're claiming that the solar flares bounced, of course, off the sun, hit this thing, and then off of bouncing off of this 3-Eye Atlas, caused two stars to explode. So I just think that what's going on right now is interesting. You know what I mean? Do I believe it? Not necessarily, but still, I thought it was worth a mention and a little bit of a discussion about it.
Yeah. Yeah, well, we'll look at this from 6, 7 years ago, and then there'll be some other thing, because so here's what want you guys to understand. There's a lot of the stuff that's coming out from these agencies. It is a very hard time um, for some of these agencies, right? Funds are really coming hard to become hard hard to come by, right? There's a lot of cutbacks, so there's a lot of probability to overstate what stuff means, right? Because you got to justify why you exist, right? Um, so I would say that the most interesting scientific find in the last since COVID has definitely been that hey, we now have proof that gravitons are a thing. Gravitons are a thing. Gravitational fields are definitely a thing. We can now prove it. Um, and then hey, there was maybe within the last month or so, I think there was like hey, on one particular planet there was conditions for life. Not that there was life, but the conditions for life. So we're on the way. But this, what was it? What did you say? What was the name of the
It's
freaking
called
comic?
3-Eye Atlas.
Yeah, that's not a freaking thing. Like okay, I could say, hey, it probably fell into the gravitation because literally what you're exactly explaining is exactly the trouble with what was the name of the freaking series? The three body problem is exactly what the three body problem was all about, right?
Which is,
Like, hey,
self
it's
prediction and self programming, right?
it's exactly what the three body problem was all about. No freaking like, hey, if this thing has its own gravitational thing over here and its own, there should be no way there should be no way that any of these coming to freaking, but it freaking does because there are gravitational fields that we just don't quite have 100% understanding of yet. But it does freaking happens where some of these gravitational fields combine into one, and then something that goes into that now one gravitational field will do some weird, crazy stuff, right?
Yeah, because right
Um,
now, whatever it is, all right, I'm not no astronomer. I don't know half of what you probably know about space, right? All I know is that they're saying that this shit is on the way, and they're saying like this looks like pretty much a mothership, right? So if they arrive in November and stop down to say what's up, I think it's just an interesting time that we're alive, and whatever happens happens. But I just thought that it was an interesting subject right now because the entire world is focused on it.
yeah.
So
Well, I I think what will be more interesting is so I don't know if you remember when we were kids that there was all types of cults that were saying, hey, the spaceship is on this freaking way, so we got to kill ourselves in order to get away.
Yeah, that's right.
so,
I
I,
remember that.
so, so if that happens, I think that'll be interesting.
They all done it with like
Well,
high
see,
top
the
sneakers
the
and
other
$5 in their
catch about it
pockets.
was
Yeah,
the things that are kind of being exposed to a degree right now. So number one, you have all these meetings with Congress and heads of state, talking about the alien spacecrafts they've recovered, the bio stuff that they recovered, and the drones that are constantly flying over our
Especially
heads
inside
that
Area
yeah,
51.
haven't been necessarily identified right now. So it's a lot of stuff that it seems like they're trying to sneak out there. But then there's that one guy, I can't forget it, I can't remember his name, but I know he's always on the news giving some type of a lecture on spacecrafts and different things happening in space, right? And behind
We
scenes in
got
the
the anal
government.
probe.
But dude is talking about, okay, well, there was some type of treaty that we had with these beings, okay? And they were supposed to let the world know by 2027 that they exist and they were going to supposedly interact with, the masses on a regular scale. Now,
yeah.
all of a sudden, this shit is supposed to have been sped up until this year, and that's why all this is happening. So I just think all that shit is crazy and interesting right now, and I just wanted to get your guys' take on it and our viewers. So
Yeah, I mean, I would call bull and all of it, man.
Yeah,
Because
dude,
they're like, oh
Copycat.
yeah, this former government freaking agency
would agree.
freaking guy, man, and then all you got to do is to freaking find out if he was really working for the federal agencies to do a FOIA request. You'll find out that no, the dude wasn't fucking part. There's literally one person who I know personally who is a federal government agent. Agent, not a government, federal. I don't want to say federal government agent. Federal government employee that is all over. Yeah, that is all over the alien things, right? So if there's anything that's known about aliens, she is the one person that would know all about it, and she has been given permission to freaking talk about it, and she has nothing. She's like, yeah, it's just she's
Well,
she's
I
like
mean,
laughing at all that shit, right?
have you seen any of these
In fact,
meetings?
I will give you a clue. She is the record holder for alien memorabilia. It is all on YouTube.
Oh, I'll find it. But I was wondering, did you see any of these government meetings where they're openly talking about this stuff now
Yeah, they're full of shit.
and presenting evidence?
So there is UAPs. So hold on. So there's UAPs. There's unidentified alien object. That doesn't mean it's alien from out there. It's just unidentified objects, right?
Well, they think that they're coming from out of the water. So they said that
Yeah,
there's bases
could be.
that's supposed to be under the
Yeah, it's
water
possible.
that's where they're coming from.
Right, it's possible. That doesn't mean it's freaking alien, right? Freaking. So
Mhm.
there's a lot of countries that are experimenting with a lot of bullshit, right? So people forget that we are this universe. Excuse me, this Earth right now is currently in the midst of 36 different conflicts right now, right? And then there's like 6 different world powers that are always trying to research stuff, right? And research ways to freaking kill their fucking and confuse their enemies, right? We
Mhm.
are not in a time of peace. We are literally in a freaking cold war where we're not trying to alarm everybody, but we are literally in a type of freaking war. There's like you can freaking go all over or find that because Adam knows I don't like talking about a particular type of fucking country because they like fucking spamming the shit out of this fucking channel every time I fucking talk about them. But they have been fucking getting bombed the shit out of them by a unidentified alien or unidentified aerial object, right? There's one video on YouTube where they were getting where a unidentified aerial object as they were driving a armored freaking vehicle on their path, the unidentified object sat on their fucking armored freaking vehicle until they got to the end. The guys walked out and said, "Oh shit, what the fuck is that?" and then they started taking photos of it, and then the thing blew up.
Oh yeah, dude.
So,
It's a lot
yeah,
going on right
that's
now.
on YouTube. So, yeah, and um, so it's difficult because people look. I tell my sons all the time. There's the real stuff that's happening, and then there's a fantasy world of people build in order to understand the world better, right? And when those two worlds collide, there can be some crazy stuff that happens and violent stuff that freaking happens. To include, look, the fucking the DoorDash girl. If you don't understand who the DoorDash girl is, fucking look her up on fucking TikTok. So it's kind of
She's
crazy
got a
out
nice
there.
ass.
Lucas wants to leave.
Yeah. I tapped that
I-
ass.
So I believe in math and I believe in science, and the math and science does not equate to what everybody says is happening, what people are saying is happening right now. Um, I have once again, I know some really credible people that are responsible for reporting and doing the analyzing on the stuff. And they're like, yeah, these people are fucking crazy. So yeah, it is what it is. Would you guys like to talk about some books real quick?
Let's get into it. That's
Okay.
That's what I'm pretty sure our viewers have been waiting for the last 55 minutes. But
Okay, so in store tomorrow, you've got Absolute Wonder Woman. He is a
Nice.
Derek Jew. I really like this David Talaski, man. That fucking her. Look, I gotta give it a what's up to fucking DC on this, man. Fucking DC has gone from like, hey, yeah, we're fucking superheroes. And blah, blah. No, they've been looking at what's the fuck is happening on in anime and manga. They're like, yeah, let's go ahead and steal all that shit. All that shit, yeah, let's steal all this. So you got Wonder Woman here with the freaking anime, freaking type of sword, fucking wilding out. Once again, Absolute Wonder Woman number 13 with a Margaret Savage. And she is usually a naughty little girl, but you know what? She's kind of subdued on this one. And then there's some facsimiles, some but yeah, I think in fact I think I talked to you guys about this in our chats. But Cynthia number 29, man, is finally coming out. It was kind of funny because I've
Was
had
that the
quite a
one
few.
with the variant?
Well, there's some of it. This is the one. This is the McDonald's.
Yep.
Ronald
yeah,
McDonald.
that's the
Yeah.
one we've been waiting for like 8 months now.
Yeah. Well, since Mel ordered for me October 24. So it's been over a year since he ordered that shit. It's finally going out. I finally sent it out today to him. Sends a couple, but yeah, man, freaking it was a fucking pain in the ass. they're it's like only a year late, yeah, man. Yeah, so there's cover A, which is just regular Ronald McDonald getting freaking stabbed to death by Big Boy, and then there's cover B of him actually in a fucking toga, and the one of 15 is the same thing, but it's a virgin, and there's a one of 50, which is supposed to be signed. So there's all types of stuff going on out there. Batman Day 2025 bundles. Da, da, da.
There is an absolute Batman bundle in the bundles.
I'm sorry, say again,
I
Adam?
think there's an absolute Batman in those Batman Day bundles.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I've been giving them out free in people's orders.
Cemetery Kids Run Rabid on your press. This one is a homage to an old Rick and Morty cover where it was like split down the fucking middle or some shit like that. It was fucking weird. Then there's a Trevor Henderson Creep Show Volume 4, cover A by Def Felici. It's a homage to Bob. Is it Bob Ross? The dude that
Maybe?
used to paint freaking paintings on weekends and shit.
Yeah, it is.
Yep.
Dead Samurai, second print, Bill Sienkiewicz.
The Mike Mayhew right there that we talked about earlier. That's gonna be the one.
Yeah, there's a cover C, which is with a naked girl surrounded by zombies. But then there's also an incentive for that. I don't have that here, but I believe it's one in. It's either a 1 in 15 or a 1 in 25 of her. And it's just a version of her. But then there's the Dead Samurai number 3, cover A, Bill Sienkiewicz, which is even better. It's just like this one weird dude, and he's kind of is hold on this little girl, but they're also followed by these freaking zombies going through the river. Freaking great, freaking stuff. Dead Samurai. I gotta find number 1. I gotta find number 1. It's gonna be interesting. Detective Comics number 1102 by David Perrator. Kind of reminiscent of what's the name? Fucking Perillo, Lucille Perillo.
Auto?
Yeah. You're right. Then there's a Greg Smallwood, Stephanie Hand still freaking in the game. Drawing Blood. I can't believe people are still reading that. Outlaw Showdown number 1 by Lee Bermejo. Looks pretty freaking good, but it looks like it's freaking sold out. EC Outlaw Showdown number 1. Looks like it's freaking sold out for some of the covers, particularly cover C, the Ladrone, Electric Cowboy, Escape, Exquisite Corpses number 6 still freaking going on.
Yeah, on the next page there's that Exquisite Corpse cover. This one right there, that stealth
Yeah,
variant. I think
yeah.
that's
I
gonna
like the
pop this
stealth.
week.
I like the stealth.
They
It's not
also
sold
have
out yet.
a 1 in 25 where he's like laying in a ball pit and you can only see like his face inside of the mouth of his bodysuit, which
Uh-huh.
is extremely awesome. And I think that's gonna pop this week too.
Yeah. Yeah, Chris, if you could, because it looks like I'm probably not going to be able to show some of the incentives this way. So if there are some incentives that we need to keep an eye on, just let me know.
Yeah, I'll
Flash
pull up some.
26 looks like it's sold out for cover B for the Vesco Georgiev cardstock. Once again, I've always said that sometimes the graffiti covers do kind of well. Cover C, the Mark Spears cardstock. Um, look, Mark Spears has been doing really well. But in this one, it kind of looks like kind of reminiscent of an Alex Ross right here. Green Arrow number 29, Torrin Clark. Looks freaking good, but not sold out yet. Then let's see who that is. Don't know who that is, but they definitely made sure to put some boobs on her. David Pator.
Yeah.
Cover D, Duality, cardstock. That one is freaking sold out. That new Green Lantern is on the cover of Green Lantern Dark number 7. And she's on the cover of cover C, the Nick Robles. Gunslinger Swan number 48, Bjorn Barons is doing okay. Harley Quinn number 55 looks okay, but I like the David Nakayama. It's like the prison freaking escape, you know. And then there's a Mahmoud Asrar. Can't believe he's still in the freaking industry. Jessica Luna. Actually, the Jessica Luna actually looks pretty freaking good. And then, but you know what? Look was sold out is the pumpkin spicy Harley Quinn number 55. That one's freaking
Yes.
sold out. Right? Retail for that one is $4.99. Haunted.
I hope it goes to the same level that the Nightwing's pumpkin spicy went to.
Yeah. Looks like I fucked up on this one. The Haunted Box number 1 by Ryan Brownlee. That one sold out. And then Hornsby and Halo number 11 is coming out this week. Immortal Legend of Batman number 1 is on its second print. And then also issue number 3 is coming out. There's one by Derek Chu. Garcia by Edge Curry. And then It Killed Everyone But Me number 2 by Matt Cave. Some gnarly covers from Matt Cave coming out. There's Trevor Henderson with the little imp with forced to chain down dude's fucking throat. That's fucking kind of crazy. Justice League Unlimited number 12, Dan Moore. That one's freaking sold out. Then there's a Nathan Azurdi cardstock that's coming out with I forget what the name of that lady is. What's the name of the black lady from? Is her name Beehive or some shit? I forget what the fuck her name is. Starfire and Beehive. I don't know what her name is. And then sold out as well as Derek Chu for Justice League Unlimited. Just Spokes cardstock. Just got Superman and a bunch of other characters on there. It's Kawada. King Spawn number 50 is out. There is a Tom McFarlane, the Puppeteer, and a Scotty Young. I think people will probably want Scotty Young. And once again, we haven't done a show, so we can't really gouge like what people actually want. Then Lazarus Fallen number 5. I told you guys about this one during the chat. Little Nightmares is Sent to Nowhere number 1. That is a video game. The video game has been popping all over TikTok for the last month, right? I don't know whether they released a new edition, but it has definitely been popping all over. People have definitely been streaming Little Nightmares for a bit now, and it is now sold out. I only got one because I didn't know how many people would want, but it's definitely sold out. Love Struck number 4 is coming out. New History of the DC Universe. News from the Fallout number 5. No Man's Land number 2. Ooh, nice homage to Silence of the Lambs for No Man's Land #2 by Simone Kodrensky. And then homage to Spies Like Us. Prodigal Son, issue #3, second print. I would say freaking uh, Tentacles of the Year or Tentacles of the Week. Return to Skull Island #1. This one is an SDCC exclusive by Enyaq Lee. This one is, I think it's an octopus trying to strangle the shit out of fucking King Kong. Ricky and Morty versus Universe #4. No, sold out. Savage Sword of the Conan Reforged #1, sold out. I like this Boris Vallejo, the Virgin, that one sold out. Silverhawks, a fucking IP that no one asked for. Image has Sisterhood High Street Story #4. Then Image also has Skin Breaker #2. Sold out is the David Finch portrait. Space Ghost from Dynamite #4. There's the Francesco Martina. And then Joe, Bjorn Baron, Speed Racer. It's coming out this week as well. Superman. Yeah, I mean, I don't understand how there's not an ongoing series, man. Fucking, all right. Superman #31 sold out. Terminator Metal coming out, but not sold out. It's an Ivan Tao. And
There's a big one too.
Which one?
Thanksgiving
one shot. Yeah,
definitely. I got the 1 in 5.
Yeah. There's a 1 in 5 for Thanksgiving one shot. Shout out to Spidey Hunter who called our attention to it. I forget the name of the artist at this one. But there's a 1 in 5 Thanksgiving one shot. 1 in 5 that's coming out. People have been talking about that one.
I mean, 2 seconds, I'll tell you. So we have the cover B by Alan Mercer, and he also did the cover C, which is the 1 in 5, because actually the cover B is a 1 in 3.
Whoosh.
Yeah, so you had the only qualifier was the cover A, and then if you wanted cover B, you had to order 3 copies of A. If you wanted the cover C, you had to order 5 copies of A.
That's wild.
First kind of book that I've seen them do something like that, where you only get the 1 qualifier, and if you want to get the other covers, you gotta order a certain amount. In a way, not like that before.
Yeah. Universal Monsters Invisible Man #3. Werewolf #1. This shit is taking way too long. Let's see, what month is this? This is September.
I got everything pulled up over here, Lucas. PRH.
Yeah, if you want to share your yeah, I don't even have. Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to show. Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to show the.
So just let it through. And let me know when it's up.
Yep, you're up.
All right, so let's see what this is. There's some coverage for Auntie Christine and the 4 Unicorns of the Apocalypse. The one I was interested in is, of course, this Ivan Tao down here at the end.
Hey, you might want to close that ad. To your right,
Okay.
if you can. There you go.
And then let's keep going.
Avengers number 7. Fuck Diamond and this Blue Falcon shit. I don't know what the fuck they were
Yeah, that
thinking.
was a webtoon going past the
Yeah,
webtoon.
it's a classic cartoon too, man.
There was that Cemetery Kids Run a Rabbit,
Yeah,
number
Kids on the
3,
Rabbit, yeah.
Trevor
Yeah.
Henson
So
version.
yeah, Cemetery Kids is gonna be interesting because they are working with R.L. Stein on that shit, and they did have a crossover with Something Is Killing the Children. In that one as well.
And then
Cheeky Comics Annual #1. Who did? Who the fuck is?
looks like a Photo 3 Exotica 2025 Photo 3 variant.
I don't
So
even
that
know
might be
who to get.
something
I don't even
Adam
know
could
who.
get his hands on.
Yeah, I don't even know who to get that through, which is crazy.
Maybe Philbo. Might want to check Philbo Entertainment. They're a new distribution company. They offer all the Zenoscope and stuff like that, so I wouldn't be surprised if that's over there with them.
Yeah. Hey, can you go up a little bit?
Yeah.
Yeah. Look, freaking Webtoons. Webtoons has Clinic of Horrors. That's kind of really interesting because Webtoons. Like I've been telling people, Webtoons has been interesting because they are a free service, right? There's a lot of stuff that I've been reading on Webtoons that's absolutely fucking free. So once it becomes popular in Webtoons, then they start to say, okay, yeah, let's go ahead and print it out because people once they get that freaking thing in their heart, like, oh, this is a freaking great service. This is a freaking great book. Once they get that in their heart, they like, oh, I will gotta fucking what or fucking buy the fucking book, right?
And then
And then once they
also,
fucking go
I
ahead.
wanted to point out this comic book creator number 40 because this is going to be a tribute to Dan Stevens.
Yeah, yeah.
Shout out to our boy James Critter for putting us on this one. And let's see,
Some Viz
we got
Media.
countless deaths. Another Exotica photo
Titties,
number 3.
titties.
Let's see,
Vox
Critical Role,
Machina, which just has a series on Amazon Prime.
and then Dan Dan number 214,
which has a series on Netflix. There's your Dead
you hit
Samurai.
Dead Samurai already, but we'll go ahead and show the 1 in 15 by Bill Sinowitz,
So
and
they're
then
literally
other 1 in 15 by
so they're
Mike
selling
Maiden.
this Dead Samurai number 3 1 in 15 for $5.99. Those stupid motherfuckers.
And then let's see another one I'm interested in. This one is actually another publisher, a lesser known publisher, Dispatch number 1, covered by David Nakayama. I saw him posted a little bit earlier today, so if anybody sees that, I'd definitely pick it up because I imagine it'll be low print for sure. And then hold up, where we go? Let me go back down to that shit. All right. All right, so Dusk number 2, we got a 1 in 10 by Robert Hack. I know people were picking up Dusk number 1, so. And then Fantastic Four number 4 this week.
The fuck is
We got
that?
1
The
in 25
escort?
by.
Hold on. Hold on. You can't just scroll past that one. Go back up, man. The Escort number 1, cover J, Exotica 2025.
Yep. I'll be getting those.
Yeah, give me a copy. Give me a copy. And get it signed by some crazy ass titty ass freaking web star, man. Everything is fine. Number 105 from Webtoons. Fantastic Four has got a bunch of tentacles and shit. Okay.
And this might be the first cover that I think that everybody is on. I don't remember any cover where we had the entire T of the family on the cover. So, and that's a Humberto Ramos too. And then we got a 1 in 25 by Ario and Dito. 1 in 100 Disney variant, black and white, by Andrea Frisero. And then the color version, one that I'm definitely going to keep an eye on this week, which is going to be that Fantastic Four Felipe Masafera with Shia LaBeouf on the cover. That should be good. Continuing on with Jay Gonzo's White Tiger team ups. Then we also have the Ryan Mandaring Marvel Studios variant, and then the Scotty Young connecting variant. I think we may have one more after that, and then that set might be complete. And then a variant by Steve Rude, which I thought was beautiful. In hand, it definitely looked good. And then, as of course, we're carrying on with the Muppets variants. I think this actually may be one of the last ones. I know that was pretty popular this week. Let's see.
Man, they sell a lot of webtoons and Viz Media stuff. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's a lot. Let's see. Gaia number 1. Give 'em Hell number 2, which is also an Exotica exclusive. And then they also have a variant by Elias. What is that? Chat Zudis, which is a spicy virgin variant. Godzilla.
Exotica 2025.
Yeah. So I think that's probably what's gonna have probably the Devil Girl on the other one. That's how they usually do those, right?
Yeah.
Then more Viz Media, more webtoons. Here we go. HasCon number 1, variant by Aaron Bartlett. Now this is probably one of my favorites of this week. Hello Halloween number 1. We got a cover B by Drew Rosh. Then we also have down here cover C by Jeremy Bastion. And then another one of my favorites is this glow in the dark, which is just a glow in the dark version variant of what was that? I think it was like cover B. Yeah, the cover B. So it'll be a glow in the dark version variant. All right. Then we got the Hello Boom anniversary, which is the Jenny Frizen variant.
Oof, looks dope.
And then that one also is nice. They have a
they fucked up. They should have made the Jenny Frizen the 1 in 10. They should have made the Jenny Frizen the 1 in 10.
Yeah, they should have. And like I said, there's an exclusive out there of this in color and version. And then we also have a 1 in 10 by Mattia D. Luis, which is also a version. And then by Jenny Frizen, we have a 1 in 20, which is the black and white version.
See, I don't know why they think he want the black and white. Let me go on the record and say, I want to, for my money, I don't want a fucking black and white. Make it fucking color.
I think that's more or less for the people that like line work, because Mac, one of my boys, Mac, he definitely enjoys the black and whites, depending upon who's the artist, of course. But I noticed that people that like line work and just, pencil sketches and things like that seem to appreciate black and white covers a little bit more than we do.
Yeah.
But I also wanted to give an honorable mention to this Hello Halloween number 1, the Savetta Shubina New York Comic Con variant, which pretty much went under the radar, in my opinion. I haven't seen too many people talk about it or mention it. I think I mentioned it today on Instagram, looking for a copy for my PC. So hopefully we obtain that. Let's see, more Viz Media, more webtoons. Here's another one. It Killed Everyone But Me. Loving that beat cover by Trevor Henderson. Looks pretty good. Story's been pretty interesting too. Then we have Jeff the Land Shark, number 5, variant by Federico Vincentini. Rod Reese Tron Ares variant, which was pretty popular with me this week.
Has anybody watched that fucking movie, that Tron movie?
No,
from what I heard, it's been pretty good.
I heard it sucked worse than a prostitute.
Most of the people that said it sucked probably aren't familiar with the original Tron and Tron Legacy, because they actually had direct tie-in Easter eggs and subplot that tied directly into the original and Legacy. So if you're a fan of the franchise itself, you're going to love it. If you aren't familiar with the original Tron movie and the Tron Legacy movie, then yeah, you probably might not like it.
But just not my cup of tea, man.
Moving on with the Tokito Kororo. I can never pronunciate that shit, dude. All right, but that cover is fire. I saw a lot of people ordered it. Next to it, I talked about this book maybe I want to say almost like 2 months ago now, because it was like the last time we did a show. But Judge Death Mega Special 2025. I imagine these will be low print, and it kind of reminds me of the Batman Who Laughs, kind of like the Judge Who Laughs. So it may go under the radar, but
It's
definitely
definitely
pick it up
gonna go
if
under
you
the
see it.
radar, man.
Hmm?
It's definitely gonna go under the radar.
Yeah, definitely. I don't think anybody ordered it for FOC. And then from Boom, we have The Killer, Affairs of the State, #5. This run hasn't been much of my cup of tea. The Last Wolverine, #1. We got a 1 in 25 by Puppeteer Lee. I'm also a pretty big fan of
So I
Clayton
remember.
Crane there.
I think the last show, one of the last shows. I think one of the last shows we did talk about this one, the last Wolverine one. If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, we talked about
So
Puppeteer Lee because we got I actually have some slides ready for a little Puppeteer Lee special because they've been dropping some heat, especially on that last Something Killing the Children. A monster walks into the bar. They had a 1 in 25 on that. That was beautiful. So, and then also
There was
this
also a
week,
really nice New York Comic Con for the for those walking to a bar book as well.
yeah, we haven't gotten to. Well, we'll get to it, but there's another Puppeteer Lee for this week as well. But then we have that Clayton Crane, and then down here we have Mark Bagley and Ricky Yagwe. I kind of like the Clayton Crane most of all in the Puppeteer Lee, but and then Love Struck #4, Lifeline #2, a variant for Love Struck #4, cover B. Let's see. All right, we're getting into some more good stuff. Marvel Zombies, Red Band #2, 1 in 25 by Francisco Mobili. But the two that I'm on this week, goddamn, why does it jump so goddamn high, dude? But the two that I'm on this week is the Cobblish, and there's one more. Yeah, so the Adam Warren is pretty nice, but the Scott Hepburn and the Scott Cobblish, those two are the ones besides the 1 in 25.
okay.
Then we have Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Halloween Special #1. Let's see. We got a variant by Nicole Gouts, Miguel Mercado, and then Miguel Mercado is the 1 in 10 Virgin variant. Then we have a 1 in 15 by Nick Roche. Let's see, another version by Nick Gouch, and then PowerCon Sketch Ellis foil version variant, and then a PowerCon Sketch Ellis variant. So if you're into that type of thing, definitely. Miles Morales, #39. We got a 1 in 25 by Lucio Perillo. We also have another cover for Fan Yang, which is
Is he
pretty
fucking
nice.
Black Cat now? Why the fuck is she on the cover?
I think she crossed over in this issue, actually. I haven't read it yet. I got him, but I haven't read it yet.
Boy, don't let my boy Miles Morales start fucking Black Cat. He'll start popping up some Spider Babies.
Yeah, he's gonna be tapping Black Cat ass, bro. Miles is gonna tap that ass.
There's a Tron variant for this shit.
Jesus. Those Marvel Zombie variants are also continuing this week, and then the Tron Ares variants. I think the Tron variant started last week, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So they continue this week. And then Monster High World Scared #3. Moon Knight Fist of Khonshu #13. 1 in 25 by Sean. I'm not even gonna try it. The one I'm after this week was the Yvonne Chavarin Marvel Zombies cover, because that shit is just sick.
Yeah, that looks gnarly.
Then we have the Jan Bazadula Marvel Comics Presents variant. You know, the reading variants. So if you're into that type of thing, like I have been, got to finish that set out. And then we have a Tron Ares variant by Luciano Vecchio, which should be pretty cool in hand.
I gotta read that Murder Podcast #2.
Unfucking real, dude. All right, let me
Now, did you
pull it.
get for that murder podcast? Number one, did you get all the stuffings? You got like the weird Manila envelope that came like days
Yep,
after everybody else's shit. Like, what the
yep. I got that 1 in 25 party kit that they were calling it, and the shelf taker, which was literally nothing but a little thing that you put on the shelf to tell people where Jeremy Hahn's books are. I
Mm.
was pissed.
See, what they needed was so there's these what do you call them? Mystery fucking packets that you can buy, and what you do is you put them all out, and you like there's like strings and shit, and put it on a fucking chalkboard, right? And you fucking try and serve the fucking murder and shit. That's what murder podcast should be fucking doing.
Yeah,
Right?
and it's a great
Right.
story. So Brittany's been
Oh!
reading it. She said it was
You know what I
amazing.
forgot to fucking talk about was Star Trek Academy.
Is it this week?
I don't know if it's coming out this week, but Star Trek Academy is going to be a series now.
Here, we'll pull,
Those, yeah. So
Wait,
Star
too much
Trek.
Star
So there
Trek.
was Star Trek Academy #1, which came out maybe 2 years ago. Is now going to be a series on Paramount.
Okay. Go on.
And
all right.
it's a good series, but the problem is that people had a problem with one of the Klingons who appears to be wearing a skirt. So
Get the fuck out of here.
yeah. So normal Klingons, they do wear sort of like a toga type thing, but the way the dude that came out there that was representing the Klingons was walking out there, he was sashaying Shantan out that motherfucker, and he was kind
Is
of
this the
had
right
a
one,
little.
Lucas?
I don't see what you're talking about, but yeah, he was walking with a little sugar in the tank. So, keep going. So you got Christopher. I see Christopher Chaos, and Nosebleed #3, and the Nocturnal Sinister Path #2.
Oh shit, I didn't pull it up in another screen. My bad. It's over there though. I'll share that screen in 2 seconds. All right, so we're gonna skip to Omega Kids, #1, 1 in 25 by Andrea Sorrentino. Then we have another variant by Benjamin Sue. Another variant by
Ooh,
David
look at
Valdez.
that.
Revelation
Hold
variant.
on. No, yeah, so go ahead. So the next one that you have down there is the Omniscient Reader, #277.
Yes, sir.
There is now a movie about the Omniscient Reader, right? It released in South Korea. It's a good. I've read up to issue number 62, maybe 63 on this one. Fucking absolutely freaking fantastic fucking series. I can't wait till they release it in English here in the States, but it's been fucking fantastic. It is about this. See, you guys can't even like. You guys probably haven't even seen Alice in Borderland, which is a great fucking South Korean series as well. But it's about like this section of a South Korean city, and they've been bubbled off, and they've been forced to play these fucking games by these overhead gods, right? And in the first fucking game they forced to play is like, hey, all these people are trapped in a fucking subway, and they've got 10 minutes. And then within this 10 minutes, they've got to snuff out a life in order to survive to the next scenario, right? So all these people, they're fucking ganging up, fighting each other, fucking trying to kill each other. So this one dude sees this one kid, and the one kid had like a fucking, he's like this hive of like this ant hive. And he was like, oh, wait a minute, let me try and kill these ants, see if that works. Sure enough, that fucking works. So he's like, oh, let me just kill one. I would kill like 50 of these motherfuckers. He fucking kills them. So the stuff that they're forced to do afterwards is absolutely fucking Saw worthy. Fucking Saw fucking worthy. It's fucking torture, rape, all that fucking shit within this fucking book. With this all for a fucking game. Great fucking series.
Sounds like
Continue,
it.
sir. One Punch Man 214 been going on for a while now. Outlaw Showdown. Can't wait to read that.
And then we also have a 1 in 10 for that by Sean McManus, and then a 1 in 20 by Tony Moore, which is your artist variant. And then there's also a 1 in 50 right here by Ryan Hughes, archive variant. And then we got a Dark Oath Powers 25, number 2.
Ping Pong Pearl. Jesus.
There's yeah, number 15.
Yeah, if you've been in Korea, you know what Ping Pong Pearl is all about. Yeah, Predator kills the Marvel Universe. You got Predator and the Wolverine freaking helmet when he was developed. Scroll up. It feels like I saw something. Scroll up again.
Up.
No, maybe it's down. Go down. Oh wait. Go down. Go no down, 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 down. Go back the other way. Okay, Powers number 25. Go up. Go back up again. Powers 25, number
And then we
2.
have one
That was
variant
done
for
by
that.
Brian Bendis. And Power Bendis, the main power cover based by Scott Hebron. Yeah, you never fucking count out Brian Bendis. There was a time when he was fucking hot in Hollywood. He's the dude that freaking did Miles Morales. Scroll down. Predator, Black, White, and Blood.
Got a 1 in 25 by Steven Segovia. And then we got another variant by Jeong Yoon, which is pretty rad. Dude's about to pretty much cut the head off of a pterodactyl. Fucking insane. Let's see another one. Adam, we need you to pick up. Private Dance, number 5, Exotica.
No, that's not. That's going on my office wall, man.
Kimmy and Marcelina.
Excuse me, for the Exotica books, are they all from one publisher or?
So far, I think
Space-
they've all been Space Between Entertainment.
Yeah.
All right. Okay,
Continuing on, we got Radioactive Spider-Man number 1, which is of course a part of Age of Revelation. We got a 1 in 25 by Dolly.
Yep, I sold out of that 1 in 25 by Doali so far.
And then we got a Corey Smith Revelation variant, Kev Walker variant, and the Ricky Yagwe, which is the one I like. That shit was dope to me. Let's see. Mad Cave Red Vector number 3, The Remarried Empress 230, Returned by the King number 86, Rick and Morty versus the Universe number 4.
I am shocked that I think it was issue number 3 where they had a whole bunch of different freaking Ricks on there. I am shocked that didn't freaking sell well, because it had a cable type freaking Rick on there. They just went
I was
off.
surprised about that too, and the cover was by Flops.
Yeah,
just like this 1 in 10 is.
Can you please repeat what cover was by Flops?
Cover C, Rick and Morty versus the Universe number 4. Cover C, 1 in 10 by Flops, connecting variant. Then we also have the cover D, 1 in 20 by Tom Fowler, and then a 1 in 50 by Jarrett Williams, which is that version of Eternity, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then going down, this is another one, Romanus Magicae, cover B by Paul Pert. Let's see, another Viz Media EX Schemato Days 233.
Yep, that's a series on Netflix right now. That's Schemato Days. Yep.
And then the Savage Sword Conan Reforged number 1, cover B by Boris Vallejo.
I'm looking forward to that.
We have a cover C by Roberto de la Torre, which is your foil version variant, as well as a black and white variant. And then we have a Boris Vallejo version variant, which looks pretty nice. God damn it, dude. Silverhawk, we got a cover B by Cat Stags, which is pretty nice. Cover C by Alessandro Rinaldi. And then we have a cover D, Unrevealed.
I can't believe they're still going with Silverhawks.
Yeah, dude, I'm blown by it.
Excuse me.
The only cover that honestly was worth talking in this is this 1 in 25 by Cat Stags. That was absolutely fire. Then let's get into something a little different right here with Sonic. Sonic the Hedgehog Chaotix 30th anniversary special. These did well for me.
Yep, I
And
sold out.
then
I sold out of that one.
yep, the 1 in 25 by Natalie for Drain, which is anything that she puts out on Sonic, I would just recommend people to pick it up. Those covers tend to shoot up pretty high. And if I'm not mistaken, there may be a first appearance in this issue as well. Space Ghost number 4. We have a cover B by Jay Lee. They haven't yet revealed. Cover C by Michael Cho. Cover D by Vijor Barons. And then Bjorn Barons on the 1 in 10 as well. And then Michael Cho on the 1 in 10 version. And then we also have Jay Lee on the 1 in 15. Still haven't seen it yet. And then we have another 1 in 15 by Francesco Mattina.
Yep, that's a Fast and Furious homage right there for that Speed Racer Tales from the road number 1.
Yeah, wasn't it Fast and Furious? Too Fast, Too Furious?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then we have the cover B by Stefano Simone. And then we also have a cover C by Shane Connery Volk, which we haven't seen yet. And then cover D by Joe Casada. Getting into Spider-Girl number 5, we have a Corin Howe Marvel Zombie variant.
That cover A is the David Nakayama.
Yes. David Nakayama's been on the A covers for the run so far. And then we have the Javier Guerin Spider-Girl Funhouse Mirror variant. And then a Megan Hetrick spoiler variant. Seems like
my biggest fear: Star Trek Voyager Homecoming number 2. A bunch of people putting their fingers in my mouth. Yeah, oh, that's staph infections right there.
1 in 10 by Mark II, black and white variant, and then that same variant cover B but in color. We got Star Wars 10 on the webtoon, but this is another big cover this week. Primarily this A cover. We got a 1 in 50 by Turin Clark.
Yeah, I think Dan Star Wars. Jurgens. A lot of people have been sleeping on Star Wars, man, because it's not the hot thing. But there's been a lot of freaking good stuff happening in Star Wars, especially this Jedi Knight series.
Yeah, definitely. There's supposed to be some major keys in this particular issue, and we got Dan Jurgens on the classic homage variant. We got a Mike McCone variant. We got a movie variant. And then we have a Turin Clark lightsaber variant, which is, of course, the trade dress to the 1 in 50. Then we have Star Wars Tales from the Nightlands, number 2 from Dark Horse. Street Fighter Masters, Elena, number 1. And then we have a cover B by Jeffrey Chamba Cruz. And then a 1 in 5 by Keen Biscuit.
Beautiful covers, by the way.
We have the web store variants by Rec. Pretty sure those are doing well right now. And then we have the Tall Jacks number 2 under King Spot. We have a cover B by Gerson Villamore, and then a cover C by Gerson Villamore. Then we have Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles number 12, a 1 in 10 by Kevin Eastman, a 1 in 25 by Jacob Edgar, and then the 1 in 50, which is a version of the John Boy Myers cover, which those did pretty well. And these are all 616 variants. And we have a regular trade dress of the Kevin Eastman. But I
normally
think
I would have been all I would have normally would have been all over that, but it's a retail fucking comic variant. Fuck that. No.
Yeah, dude, especially from 616. It's probably 8,000 of them. But then we have a cover C by Juan Ferreira. And then, of course, the cover D by John Boy Myers. That's the one that did well for me. And then cover E with David Lafonte. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Saturday Morning Adventures number 30. Cover B by Rick Mack. Cover C by Aquavarita Vart. I don't know. I'm not going to do it. And then Webtoons Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: The Last Ronin,
That's
number 12.
interesting. They got the Teenage Mutant Last Ronin on Webtoons. That's interesting.
Yeah, it is. Terminator Metal, number 1. Cover B by Bob Layton. Cover C by Sebastian Pires. Cover D by Ivan Tao. And then we have a cover E by Bob Layton, which is going to be a foil. And then we have another cover F by Bob Layton, which is going to be a foil version variant. Cover G being a blank. The 1 in 10 by Ivan Tao. And then the 1 in 15 by Sebastian Pires. As well as a 1 in 20 by Bob Layton, which is going to be the version. And then a 1 in 25 by Declan Shavley. And then a 1 in 15 by Bob Layton, which is a black and white variant. And then, of course, the ever so slept on Terminator Metal number 1 cover in blind bag variant. Haven't seen anybody talk about it yet. Then moving on, we got the Ash Can that was also sent to us, I guess, last week, which is pretty ironic that the book was coming out next week. Thanksgiving number 1, we talked about it earlier, and the cover B, which is actually a 1 in 3 by Alan Morissette, and then cover C by Alan Morissette as well, which is the 1 in 5, which is the Turkey Death variant. Then we got Thundercats Lost number 7, cover B by Elmer Santos, cover C Megan Hetrick, cover D Marco Feola. Then we also have Satoshi Shiki on cover E, Declan Shavley on the Metal Virgin variant, and then Declan Shavley on the 1 in 10 black and white, and then 1 in 10 Satoshi Shiki Virgin variant, then another Declan Shavley 1 in 15 black and white version, and then the 1 in 15 Marco Feola version, Megan Hetrick 1 in 20 version, and then a 1 in 20 by Elmer Santos version. A lot of versions, a lot of covers on that book.
Yeah, I find it interesting that Mark Spears nor Superillo were mentioned in any of those covers. So,
yeah, I was surprised too, dude. They're usually
what
on
the
it.
fuck is going on with Ugly Bumper number 2?
I don't know, dude. It looks like she's a hybrid, and he's on for the ride.
Looks like it appears, Adam.
About reverse cowgirl.
It appears that there's an angel humping the shit out of a morph. I don't know what the fuck type of character you call that. And then there's an imp or a devil on the side, freaking trying to help her move her hips, to help him out.
Holy
So-
threesomes, Batman.
And well, she's smoking a cigarette, so I don't know what the fuck is going on. Yeah, go ahead, continue. Ultimate Spider-Man number 22, cover A.
And then key mention for this book, we got the 1 in 25 by Marguerite Sauvage. And then this one is important, so definitely pick it up if you see it. The Declan Shavley spoiler variant, which is going to give us our first cover and first full appearance of Superior Spider-Man, Ultimate Superior Spider-Man. We also have Javier Hernandez, Tron Ares variant, and one of my personal favorites this week, which is that Turin Clark. Pretty dope. Also, we have Ultimate Spider-Man Incursions number 5, 1 in 25 by Pete Woods. And then Lanil Francis Yu on the 2026 Ultimate Spoiler variant, which will be a very important book to pick up this week because it's going to continue on forward, especially in Ultimate Endgame. Now, one of my personal favorites this week as well is the Mark Aspinall variant to Ultimate Spider-Man Incursion number 5. Looks spectacular, okay, just to say the least. This book looks really good. Ultimates number 17, the 1 in 25 by Bjorn Barons. We have an Enoch Lee Ultimate Special. Then we also have a Ricky Yagwe variant with Ultimate Ronin on it. Uncle Scrooge, Earth's Mightiest Duck #3. 1 in 25 by David Barden. And then an ACO variant, which I didn't even peep, dude, but I probably should have picked that up. The Undead Iron Fist #2, 1 in 25 by my boy Godtail. Then we also have a Geoff Shaw Stormbreakers, new class variant. And then, of course, the Nogi-san variant, which is pretty dope. Webtoon Unlovable Replacement, Valiant, Beyond All New Herringer. The cover C is the one I see people pick up, but not too many. It's really the cover F the version. Vampirella Armageddon #4. That is the metal that's coming out this week from I think about a week or two ago. Vampirella Halloween Horror #1.
That's
Which
called
is
the
Atlas
Aldrin
variant.
Buzz. Hold up, that's the Aldrin Buzz? Why the fuck is it
Yeah,
called the
Aldrin
Aldrin
Buzz,
Buzz?
all Atlas variant.
That's fucking weird. All right.
Warwolf
Yeah.
cover B by Mohammed Sama. Then we have We Don't Kill Spiders, Season of the Witch #2. 1 in 10 by Megan Hutchinson. And then we have all these facsimile editions for X-Men 140, the 1 in 25 by Steven Segovia. We have X-Men Book of Revelations #1, 1 in 25 by Martin Cocola. Then we also have the Marco Cicchetto foil, as well as a Marcus Toe Revelation variant, Mike McCone Revelation character variant, in Bubble Comics, and then I think everything else from here is just kind of like jumbled up. Yeah, it is. So, Lucas, you wanted to talk about this? I'm pulling it up for you right now. Star Trek.
Let's see. Star Trek. Oh yeah, Star Trek Picard's Academy. Yeah, man, freaking. So yeah, that was one of those bypassed. I've always said, man, fucking Star Trek, if it ever gets its shit fucking together, it's going to be absolutely fucking dangerous. And all these people that are ignoring Star Trek are going to be fucking sorry, man. But the problem is, I agree with doing Star Trek Picard's Academy, but the way they rolled it out was not it. You can't fucking go, hey, these are these motherfuckers that are fucking a dangerous thing to behold across the fucking galaxy and the universe, and they roll out a fucking Klingon who is one of the most deadliest fucking warriors in a fucking knee-high skirt. You can't fucking do that shit, man. And to do Sashay Shantae out there, it was fucking scandalous. And so people are already fucking off of Star Trek Picard's Academy, man. Which is a shame, man. Freaking, I believed in this fucking book. I felt that when it came out that it was going to be great fucking TV series because there's another one that's a cartoon out that's already out, which is absolutely fucking fantastic. People just start watching it because fucking Paramount's too fucking expensive. But yeah, fucking Star Trek. It's having its heyday, but it's the marketers that are fucking it up for it. So that's what I got to say about that, man.
And
It's a good watch.
And then let's go back and take a peek at that Mark Aspinall real quick, which is amazing. I don't know where he got it from, dude, but this particular book this week should do well. I wouldn't be surprised if these pop up this weekend and they're, up there, maybe $40-$50 by the weekend, depending on how many people actually ordered it,
Mm-hmm. Well, how many people have bought it so far off of eBay? Do we know?
Let's see.
Or how about this? Is it available? Let's see if it's available on at
Yeah, Tom.
Penguin.
What's up?
Let's see. That is yes. It's the Mark Aspinall. It's $4.99 and it's still available.
It is. All right.
Yep. Mhm.
Yeah, I think I don't know if people have been peeping some of this stuff in recent times, honestly. Because I think once people notice that cover, it's gonna pop. Because it just looks too good not to.
Mhm.
But I guess we'll save the FLC for this weekend. Because we have a few things, but
yeah. It's better to wait. Well, let's save it for the weekend and get our stuff together.
Yep.
sounds like a plan.
I like how a plan comes together, man.
All right, everybody. Thank you, everybody, for everybody that stuck with us on a Tuesday. We're trying to take over the old the possible defects fucking time slot. I'm trying to freaking get something going. We'll see if we can freaking keep it freaking going because a little bit shorter though. We can't do 2 hours. That's not gonna be freaking plausible. But I think we did freaking good. I want to thank you, Adam and Chris, for the greatest. Freaking, we did some great freaking things. I was surprised at all the stuff that is coming out and freaking good stuff. Adam, but you are doing a show on your channel. Is that going to be on Comic Book Status as well?
I have doing an Exotica pregame tomorrow night.
Okay. Christopher, is the next time we're going to see you, is that going to be during the weekend?
Yeah, whatever show we pop up on next. Otherwise, dude, we'll just be posting like we usually do, and we'll try to get some more stuff together. I know there's a couple of artists that we want to cover before, like Puppeteer Lee and some other things. So I'll try to work something together for that. But otherwise, I want everybody to enjoy their week, and we'll see you guys at the weekend.
All right, everybody. Thanks for stopping by. We'll see you guys during the weekend.
Awesome sauce.
Sometimes men take matters into their own hands. You want answers? I think I'm entitled. You want the truth? You can't handle the truth.
As you guys know, it is Drunken Chats.
Sometimes men take matters into their own hands. You want answers? I think I'm entitled. You want the truth? You can't handle the truth.
As you guys know, it is Drunken Chat, son.